Well, good Saturday morning and greetings once again from Radio Wasteland Records here in Midland. And looking like we're going to have a nice, albeit cool, Saturday today here in the mid-Michigan area. Hopefully you get a chance to get out and enjoy yourself. Quick note on the getting out and enjoying yourself side of things. The Frankenmuth Dog Bowl is going on this weekend, and you guys may remember Blue, the dock jumping record store dog. She and Kim are down there competing this weekend. So if you want to see some really cool dock jumping from some really impressive dogs, including Blue, look up the Frankenmuth Dog Bowl on Facebook or just do a search on it, or head over to Frankenmuth beginning this morning and running through tomorrow and take part in the, actually watch the Frankenmuth Dog Bowl going on down there. Blue, by the way, started her season last week and a half, or 2 weeks ago rather, and out of the clear blue jumped 27 feet with her first jump of the season. So I think she's itching to get back into that. So go check that out in Frankenmuth if you get a chance. A couple of good mornings. Gary, good morning to you. And sunny Grand Rapids. Rick, good morning to you and Annie on that side of the state. Alicia, good morning. Thank you very much for being here, as well as Jesse. Hey and hi. And Tiffany joining us this morning. Good morning to you as well. So lots of cool stuff going on. And we will hopefully get to as much of that as we can. Real quick note ahead of time first, we got a reshipment of the From Chile with Love DVDs from Mark Farner. If you had a chance to see the interview we did with Mark on last Wednesday's record show, please, I hope you enjoyed it. And if you haven't had a chance to see it, rather, head over to our YouTube channel when we're done with this one today and check it out. Really cool guy, a lot of great stories. And by the way, not only just talking about the DVD, Mark shared some stories about his days with Grand Funk and even going back further to Terry Knight and the Pack. And just because I talked with him for quite some time and only fit it in a little bit on the record show, we're going to put up the extended full interview with Mark Farner coming up. I'll either get that done tonight or tomorrow, so you can enjoy that sometime this evening or the Sunday evening or whenever you get a chance to, but that'll be up on YouTube soon. But in the meantime, plenty of copies of From Chile with Love from Mark Farner on DVD. Lots of great Mark Farner stuff and Grand Funk stuff on there. So if you are a fan, check it out. Oh, and by the way, they are autographed. Each one of them is a little bit different. So that is not a it's not a printout. That is actually Mark Farner's signature on each and every one of these DVDs. And it's under the shrink wrap. So he signed the inserts first, and then they did the seal job and put them up. Okay, so with the new releases, I need to start off with an apology. On the video yesterday, the drop video, I put this little placeholder talking about Taylor Swift's new album, Evermore, and I was wrong, okay? I'm big enough to admit that I was wrong. In the very bottom, I said, thanks a lot, Republic Records. It wasn't Republic, although Republic is the record album. It's Universal Music, so I'm not going to apologize for that, but Universal Music, just like they did with the previous couple of them, have screwed over some indie stores by not sending out all of them that they would need to. So, in fact, I think I coined a new, it's going to be a new verb term. We're going to call it GVF'd. So, from what they started us with, it started a little bit before Greta Van Fleet, but Universal Music really GVF'd us on, on that one. Now, that being said, we were awaiting the Greta, see, there I go, awaiting the Taylor Swift stuff. They didn't send it to us on time because the label was worried that record stores, especially indie stores, would take the jump on the big box stores and start selling their copies early. Can't have that. No siree, because all the big box stores are open at midnight anyway, so they can probably start selling their product then, whereas stuff like here, we've got to wait till we open on the days of releases. So rather than send it to us a day or two early so we'd have it when we opened, they waited to send it to us on the day that it released, which means that we didn't get it until mid-afternoon of that day. So that's what that was all about. Just wanted to kind of cue you guys in as to that background's going on. It's happening more and more often with some of these bigger releases, and I'm really kind of getting fed up with the big corporate backed labels scratching the backs of the corporate places that are selling these. But What are you going to do? That being said, we did finally get our shipment of Taylor Swift Evermore, and I heard a couple of these cuts, and you know what? It's actually not that bad of an album. It's a little bit different. I'm not a big Taylor Swift fan by any means, but it's actually kind of cool stuff. It's a little bit all over the map, but we had pre-orders, and so when our shipment showed up, we had enough for the pre-orders and maybe a couple of extra sales. And what you are looking at here is the last copy we've got in the store. I'd like to say that we're going to get more down the line, or I can get this is also kind of a green vinyl version. But I'd like to say that we can get more down the line, or maybe even get the black vinyl version, but I don't think there is a black vinyl version. And it's going to be probably weeks, if not months, before we get any more copies of this. So your guess is as good as mine, and I'm the one that gets paid to make these guesses, and I don't know what's happening with this. So if you get a chance, we do have this one copy left from there, but we'll always try to get more. I mean, regardless, we'll try to get more in here. But I'm going to have to really think hard about any future big releases with UMG, because if we order a bunch of them, we're just going to end up getting hosed over once again on that. So, okay, enough negativity, enough with the negative waves, Moriarty. I'm done with that today. Let's get back to the cool stuff here and talk about the other releases. One of these left as well. It's the Welcome Interstate Managers, Fountains of Wayne. This was a Record Store Day first release from last year, I believe, and it's on red vinyl. Not sure the supply on these down the line, but we've got one left after yesterday, and we can try to get more. This one available also. It's kind of cool. It is a picture disc from our buds over in Guar. You know them, you love them. It's Guar, and this is called the disc with no name. So single picture disc, and it is pretty much Guar unplugged. They're playing acoustic on a lot of stuff. It's a little more toned down and mellow. Yeah, you can't really tell from the artwork, but it's Guar. So we can get more of these. I think there's one left of this for you Guar fans, but it's a little bit different than the Guar you know and love. So check it out online if you are curious about that. A couple more good mornings. Jeff says, happy Sunday, Saturday, and happy to you as well. And Chuck says, hey, Chuck, thanks for being here. Previous releases, still have some copies of the Counting Crows Butter Miracle Suite. We'll call this an EP. It's not a full album by any means. One song on side A, but it's about 18 minutes long. It's hence the suite name. And then the bonus track on the B side of August and Everything After. A couple of those on the shelf still. Got restocked in the John Hyatt. And I'll tell you what, we can talk about Taylor Swift, and there's been talk about that being album of the year, but in my opinion, this one is Grammy deserving down the line. If you get a chance to listen to this online with John Hyatt and Jerry Douglas, please do so. Speaking of Jerry Douglas, we did get a copy of his album What If on Red Swirl Vinyl for you bluegrass-ish country fans to check out. Okay, that's about it for the new releases. We had some other restocks and reissues, plenty of stuff. You can check that out in the video. So I want to hit on actually, before I do that, and talking about getting hosed over by the big record labels, a lot of you, and by that I mean a lot of you, had pre-ordered the Alice Cooper Schools Out reissue coming out. I believe it's an anniversary release, but as we talked about a couple months ago, the reissue of Schools Out coming with the open and foldable cover to make a school desk and a pair of panties inside. Don't know what the limit on the run of that is going to be, but it did get pushed back. It was due for release yesterday. Obviously, we didn't get any. And in looking at our distributor sites, it looks as if that release has been pushed back to June 25th. So all of you who have pre-ordered that, we'll keep our fingers crossed and hope that they don't GVF us again. I'm going to start using that from now on. I encourage you to begin using that in your vocabulary. Sorry. Again, yeah, the Cooper Schools Out moved to June 25th. We'll keep watching that and hopefully get on the stick and bring that in. One other new item, the reminder variety, and let me get over to this here as well. Turntables have been pretty scarce. It's not like they're computer chips for vehicles or anything, or plywood sheets for that matter, but they're still pretty scarce. We get them in once in a while here at the store, and they're gone. But I did get a notice that I'm getting a little bit of a higher end one coming in next week. So for those of you who are interested, we are getting next week, if the shipping holds true on that, an Audio-Technica LP 120 turntable. I believe this is a USB model. It's going to be black that comes in. But this is their DJ model, and it's a little bit more than the other ones that we normally carry that'll list for $275 here in the store. But it'll be a fully manual turntable, direct drive, which is cool for those of you in that know. It'll come also with the switchable preamp inside, like the models, the LP 160s and the LP 3s that we normally carry. But we'll have one of these in stock next week. If you know somebody who's interested, or if you are interested, by all means, shoot us a call and I'll let you know when it shows up. Expecting it by hopefully Wednesday or Thursday of next week. But again, we're getting the turntables whenever we can. Very few and very, very far between. Quick update also on Record Store Day. The drop is coming up in 2 weeks from today. So time is running out. I'm starting to see some movement on the shipping side from our distributors. Nothing in the store yet, but it looks as if our Record Store Day inventory will be shipping out next week. So we'll start being able to see what we've got. Again, I see what they're saying they're shipping, but I don't trust any of that until the product is actually in the store. So that's why we do not say ahead of time, this is what we're getting. We're just going to hope for the best and see what we got when they start showing up here. So as always, be sure to remember to tune in. We're going to do a live, as we do every Record Store Day and Black Friday. We'll do a live preview the night before that Record Store Day drops. So on Friday night of June 11th at 6 p.m., we'll close the store down. And I believe it'll be Kim and I this year kind of going through stuff that we will have available for that drop on the next day. So make sure you mark your e-calendars for all of that good stuff as we come into there. So one other, let's see, good morning. Tyler's watching this on the golf course and saying good morning. Good luck out there, man. It's a little chilly, so hopefully you're there. And Tiffany has that. What do you have, Tiffany? I'm sorry, I'm a little behind on that. Okay, a couple of vintage vinyl things to pop out if I got time. For those of you who do not have that phobia for clowns, we did get a copy and put this in of kind of a, I'd like to say it's rare, but it shows up occasionally. But this is in really nice shape. It's from Michigan here as well, Scottville, Michigan. It is the Scottville Clown Band, which I believe is kind of a big deal, or used to be a big, big deal. But big noise from Scottville. And so we do have a copy of that in stock. And a question for those of you in the Midland area. We've got some of these, and I put this out a couple of weeks ago. This is a gospel album from a group called the Singing Avilas. The Avilas, or the Singing Avilas with Simon Avila. Now, this album here is from the Midland area. And Simon Avila's address was produced at Queen City Album in Cincinnati, Ohio. But Simon Avila was from Midland and had a Pine River Road address here in town. And we did get some other ones, and this is a little bit of the mystery. And you guys know I like to dig through some mysteries on this, but the Avilas, we've got 2 or 3 other albums, but all of these are from an address in Ohio, in Mount Gilead, Ohio. And I'm trying to figure out if they started in Midland and went to Ohio, or if started in Ohio and went to Midland. I'm leaning toward the started in Ohio and ended up in Midland, because all of the other albums that have the Ohio address do not feature a dock full of children singing along with the Avilas. So just kind of curious if anyone knows them or knows of them. Feel free to drop me a note here at the station, or at the store, at the station, and we'll kind of include that bio info on these. But otherwise, we do have some copies of the Avilas' different albums of theirs if you are into local or Michigan gospel music from there as well. Robin says, good morning. Good morning to you as well. And Jeff on the sidewalk. Are you outside, Jeff? I'll have to go check it out. Betty says, good morning, and good morning to you as well. Well, looks like we are up on time. I had one more story to share, but I guess I'll do that next week. And it revolves around a album being left on our doorstep like a baby in a basket. So I'll talk about that next week if we do have time. Other than that, you guys have a great weekend. Get outside, enjoy yourself, but put that extra layer on. It'll warm up a little bit today, but not sure how much. of that, it will be. But also make sure you head over to Frankenmuth after you come by the store, that is, to say hi. Or you can come here after going to Frankenmuth. But the Frankenmuth Dog Bowl ongoing today and tomorrow down there. Lots of great dogs competing in lots of different sports. And you get to see Blue, the dock jumping record store dog, at her best, doing what she loves over there as well. So check that out on Frankenmuth. And if you get a chance, just do a search for Blue, the dock jumping record store dog on Facebook, and you can see some posts on her status. And speaking of dogs, by the way, he's chilling out over there because he's the dude, but the dude is hanging out at the store with me today. He will abide throughout the day and probably tomorrow. So if you wanted to say hi, I'm sure he wouldn't mind, but he's being a good boy. Who's your good boy down there? All right. You guys have a great week, and we will talk to you next time from Radio Wasteland Records here in Midland. Thanks a lot, guys.